Welcome back. The show's called Brand Equity, and I'm Sonali Krishna. Now, the last few months have been fast and furious for both these men. Both senior citizens of the advertising fraternity, yet clocking hours that would put any young advertising professional to shame. Both Piyush Pandey and Sam Balsara have been burning the midnight oil to ensure that India only heard and saw one name, Narendra Modi. And you cannot deny what a mammoth effort it was. The campaign was surround, in your face, and absolutely unmissable. I caught up with both these gentlemen to understand BJP's campaign strategy from start to finish and to set records straight on all allegations, be it creative or media, that have so far surfaced. Also, not to mention the path forward for both these men with the BJP. Take it away. Thank you so much for joining us, Piyush and Sam. First, many congratulations for such a fantastic win and being, the men behind the entire communication campaign. This is truly, times of celebration.
The most mammoth experience of my life, doing 200 commercials in 2 months' time, and this man putting them on air in record time. It was just fabulous. I mean, I never felt I'm doing something so different that I was apprehensive about in the beginning.
I want to just take you back in time, flashback. Tell me how you all were approached. What were the initial conversations back in 2013?
Well, I think we were approached a bit early by a gentleman called Prashant Kishore, who was in Ahmedabad, and I think who happened to be a friend of our client Lodha. So he approached us initially through Lodha, and we actually did some work for him. At that time, the big project that was on the cards was, putting up the statue in the Narmada river. I think then that kind of fell through. Subsequently, my daughter Lara met Narendra Bhai in Ahmedabad. Then I think there was a bit of a lull till one fine day. I think we got a call in Delhi, and Ajay Singh and Arun Narendranath actually spoke to me about the possibility. And in fact, they asked me, I don't know if Piyush remembers, that who is the creative agency we should work with. So I said, why don't you talk to Piyush?
Wow.
So over dinner they asked me, do you know him? I said, yeah, of course I know him. So he said, why don't you speak to him? So I spoke to Piyush, and Piyush said, tell them, bhai, I know Narendra Bhai well, he has already spoken to me. So at least for us, that's when the ball
began rolling.
Got rolling.
Right.
But I think for media, clearly it was a proper pitch. I mean, there were 2 other large agencies in the fray.
So I believe there was IPG.
Correct.
That was in the pitch as well. And
Group M.
Group M. Coming to the creative side, you've already worked very closely with Narendra Modi on the whole Gujarat tourism bit. So the fact that you had extreme proximity to him was well known. But how did you clinch, or how did the whole being the campaign leader in the creative side really come about?
I think he had mentioned it to me that this time I'll need you. And till that time I was a bit non-committal but emotionally touched. And then Piyush Goyal came over, and this is not in 2013. This is in 2014, around Feb. And Piyush persuaded me. And yes, we also went through a presentation bit with others. And I had said up front, I can do it, but underscore square.
Tell me, what was the brief that was given to you? There must have been some brief.
The brief was to do a campaign running over 9 phases, starting in different places at different time. So there was a funnel kind of a thing in our strategy that we built, that there is a time to bring about issues of unhappiness. There's a point to overlap with happiness in hope. There's a time to re-begin the first one. There's a time to overlap.
Sure.
And there's a time to take the kind of a finale. So it was a fantastically planned strategy. And some things which were unplanned, somewhere Sam pulls out this trick that we can advertise on the World Cup. Now, we hadn't planned for the World Cup, and it would have been unwise to run shorter versions of a powerful communication on the World Cup. And that's where the professional in them I saw a lot, because I did the animation campaign.
Right.
Now, I don't think of any political party in the history of politics that has done a satire-based animation campaign for a political thing. And we did it overnight. Sam ran it overnight.
Very true.
Right.
I mean, we virtually launched the campaign on cricket.
Sam, were you given a media budget, or were you given a free hand saying do what it takes?
At Madison, we were delighted absolutely at the kind of numbers that were spoken about. The actual number is not even a fraction of what is spoken about. In fact, on Sunday, I tweeted giving an award to anybody who can guesstimate the exact number that we've spent.
And when are you planning to give it
And I
out?
said, I don't know, I'm waiting for enough tweets to come. I'm not so popular on Twitter, so maybe they're taking a bit of time to come. Although I must say that I think our task was made a little more difficult by all of you, tom-tomming all kinds of ridiculous figures. So, you know, when we were negotiating with media owners, their thing was, what is the % share I'm getting of this huge kitty that you have?
Do you think this whole Modi wave was taken to a different level and really catapulted thanks to the media burst that we saw, where it was unmissable, and of course the kind of strong messaging that was put out?
What we were able to do, I think, is pick up these positive trends or strains and systematically, constituency by constituency, we were able to raise the pitch to such a degree that people began to call it a Modi wave. And that, I think, helped in the landslide victory that BJP ultimately got.
On another note, I also have to bring to the fore the anthem. For the first time, we had an anthem with Narendra Modi himself singing. A lot of people said, oh my God, that's so over the top. And for some strange reason, and of course there's several reportages that suggest that it didn't really fly well, and it was quickly, its play out was quickly arrested. I'd like your point of view on what really transpired there with that anthem.
Well, I think when you are running such a large campaign, I think there will always be points of view, and I think there was possibly a point of view among certain quarters that the anthem at some point in time didn't go too well with the overall theme of what was sought to be communicated. So I think there was some talk of pulling it back.
Sam, coming to media, I mean, controversy hasn't escaped you either. Now, the fact that there has been so much speculation, so many allegations made on the amount of money the BJP spent for advertising, why is it that neither you nor any person who was, really part of this whole communication drive can actually come out and give a figure?
May I say something before Sam comes in?
Really, this is a great partnership.
45 days or 50 days before the first of any messaging came out from BJP, you couldn't see a single hoarding in Mumbai which was not Congress. We started the campaign 50 days later. If I saw TV as much as you must have, I think every ad was matched ad to ad. So where is this question of having been outspent?
There's absolutely no doubt about it. But did you have any doubts that the Congress, not only did they start almost a month before us,
45 days.
45 days before us, afterwards, as our campaign began to unroll, their attempt was to try and match everything that we
Outmatch
did.
you at times.
Having said that, I think you have a good question. And yes, it is my intention, as soon as my Twitter contest gets over, I'm going to talk to the BJP and get their permission to reveal the actual figure in mass media in terms of spend, and I'll be the first to come to you and say, would you like to talk about it?
That's on camera.
It's on camera.
Okay.
Since there is so much talk on this figure, I have often thought in the last few weeks that there are two, according to me, important lessons for Piyush's clients and my clients that we should learn from the BJP. The first one is, don't underspend. Spend appropriately and spend correctly. I think many clients today, give us a task to do, but don't resource that task adequately, or at least to the extent that we.
So you are below the threshold.
So you're always operating below the threshold. So one of the favorite things I say is that getting the level of spend right is indeed a matter of experience and expertise. But if you underspend, then you waste the entire amount. If you overspend, then you have wasted only that overspent amount. The second thing that I learned from this campaign is the importance of multimedia. You cannot underplay the importance of multimedia, especially when you are expecting some dramatic change in consumer behavior.
I believe you're the person who coined Ab Ki Baar Modi Sarkar, right?
Yep. In the pitch.
In the pitch, right? And now we have Ajay Singh, the co-founder of SpiceJet, who claims that this was the phrase that he coined and later was given to Piyush Pandey. This is what he's stating.
No, I was the co-founder of SpiceJet. I gave it to him. If somebody feels that you've done something, well done. Next time I'll probably ask you to help me on my other campaigns.
I know that you're pitching to be the media advisor. How's that gone so far?
I'm pitching as of now only to Sonali. I don't think I've reached the government yet.
No, but I know seriously that you want to be the media advisor.
Well, that's what I think would work well in terms of efficiency and effectiveness, because I feel sad when I see thousands of crores of rupees. If you look at the ministry of this or the ministry of that, each one of them has budgets of 300 crores and 500 crores. Where is all this money going? I don't know. So that's why I feel very confident that if they appointed us as an advisor, we'll be able to marshal this money to achieve something productive and useful for the nation.
On that note, thank you, gentlemen. This was truly very enlightening, and all the very best with for both of you with your careers with the BJP.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonali.